How do you know when you made that connection? What is it in your? What is there a moment when you think I've nailed that?
You know, once like when you practice, you try to bring everything you need to be focused on, and you try to make that sound work, and you try to have the absolute control and the tempo. I mean, basic tempo is probably in the end is less focused as before, but it's really the meaning you're trying to bring out from the music, and it need to get very, it always need to get closer and closer to your heart and your sense, in a way that once you get that, you feel that the things or the sound you produced get convinced, you know, by yourself. And then somehow when you find, especially, you know, after you play it, and you need to always listen back, you know, recordings, and look into the scores, and to try to see whether the interpretation you are trying to achieve on the keys, whether it really makes sense when you read it on the scores. So in a way that's a kind of a long time process, but eventually you will get it. Eventually.
Do you ever achieve perfection in your own mind?
There's no, I mean, in art, I mean, we are trying to make the best out of it, but unfortunately, I don't know what is perfection in art.
No, that's a big question. Yeah. Now, we want you to do now the masterclass. And we have a student from the Royal College of Music, Katerina Grew. She's in her final year there, and she's going to play, well, she'll tell you what she's going to play, and then you can decide, and then maybe help her on her way. Would you welcome, please, Katerina Grew.
How are you?
So you're in your final year at the Royal College of Music.
That's right, yes.
And you want to be a concert pianist.
Yes, I hope to be.
Oh, you hope to be. Now, the piece, what have you chosen?
I've chosen Liszt's Transcendental Etude, number 8. It's Wilde Jagd.
What's your reaction to
A
that?
very difficult piece.
Is it very difficult?
It's much more difficult than what I played. So I let her to do the difficult parts.
So what are you looking for then in this master class? What do you hope to get out of it?
Obviously, it's a great honor to be here and to get some advice from an active concert pianist of, you know, of that greatness like Lang Lang, and just some artistic advice, I guess.
Wonderful. All right. Well, there is your piano.
Thank you.
Here is Lang Lang, and the master class. Let it begin.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Bravo. Great. Great. Bravo. Bravo. Wow. See, I tell you, I mean, that's the hard, really hard work. Sometimes I feel good to, you know, to talk a little bit about music because it's easier to talk than playing. Seriously. Wonderful. One thing about Liszt, when you play the first 2 bars, you always need to think ahead of what's going on next. And for example, I think, you know, when you play here, the first bar, you can already leave a bit of room for the fourth bar, which is, for me, it need to have even more intensity. Yes. You know, because of the keys and also because it's the second time. So let's try that again, you know, to have a little bit more of contrast. Yeah, that's great. And sometimes in romantic music, it's hard to find the beats sometimes because it's very fast, has a lot of notes. And then, for example here, for me, if you can play slightly less pedal for the first time, then I can hear more clearly. Then, you know, everything will be easier to hear sound for the second time. So, you can do a little bit more than that. Yeah. Hold on.